Okay, here's hoping this is the last video on this little guy. I have gone through and replaced everything on it I intend to, except for one thing. I am going to replace this switch. I don't like the way this thing feels. It feels wonky. It's only got one contact in it that it switches, where the other one has two. That one probably set up to be able to switch 220, but I don't have any confidence in the way this thing works. So anyway, I'll show you what all I did. I replaced this nipple down here, put a nice fancy brass one in there. And it's not bent and wonky like the other one was. Everything is all straightened up. It looks like a much cleaner installation. I cleaned the switch all out. I put this 6-inch nipple here and put the water trap and filter on it. Now this right here, this is a high flow outlet. What is a high flow outlet? This is a standard outlet. You see how big the hole is in the end of it? That's what the air passes through. The silver one is a high flow. They work exactly the same, but if you're using things like air tools or especially paint sprayers through a long air hose, you get a lot of pressure built up in the hose. And a lot of these paint gun and things say that you can't have more than maybe 35 or 40 psi going to them. But you have to size the pressure by turning the gun on and letting the pressure settle down to find out how much air is left over after all of the built up pressure is released. And then you let the trigger go and it builds up that pressure again. Sometimes it can overpower the gun. That's not good. This is the run capacitor that I replaced. It would not fit on the inside. This was the run capacitor that was in it, and it just smashed. And it's a little different size. This one's too big around to fit inside the little clip that's on the inside to hold it. So I had to extend the wires and bring it to the outside. Thanks to a guy named Binh, B-I-E-H-N. He's got a website or a YouTube channel called Binh-Tuner with Kids. I think that's what it is. I watched his videos, and that clued me into what was wrong with this guy. So I have not turned this thing on yet. I'm getting ready to do it. I did, when I put everything back in, all the joints, I sealed it with LocTite 242, which is thread sealant. And it takes 24 hours of that stuff to cure. It's an anaerobic sealant. So it's been about 24 hours since that was done. Oh, the other thing. This is a filter for an ATV. I think it's a Honda 250 or something like that. You heat it up, warm it up a little bit with a heat gun, and put a little, just line the ring with a little bit of soapy water. You can get this thing to fit over that black muffler container sticking out right there. Now, this is a 2-stage filter. It's got a folded paper filter on the inside and this foam pre-filter on the outside. That's exactly what I put on this one, and this worked out famously. So I did that here. So anyhow, without further ado, I'm going to set up and see. I don't know where the cutoff pressure is on this switch. I want it to cut off at 135. Some of the videos I've shown that are showing this thing right here, they cut off at 150. So I'm going to let it go, and hopefully this pop-off valve right here will take care of it if the switch doesn't trip when it's supposed to. So I'm going to set up a timer and see how long it takes this thing to charge up with the modifications, and the new filter and all that stuff on it, and see if it got any leaks. I don't know if I do or not yet, but we'll see. Okay, let's go set it up. I'm going to run timer on it as well. See how long it takes this thing to charge up where it cuts off. Turn this old phone on here. Timer. Let me go plug this thing in. Hopefully nothing is going to smoke. Disconnect that just in case. Okay, here we go. Okay, well, that did what it's supposed to. I hear air coming out somewhere. Is it the check ball or what? So it's coming out this. No, I think it's coming out this. Let it bleed down and see where it restarts. I'm not sure where that's coming out from. I got it. Okay. Now let's see, where does it kick back on? Right on. I believe this thing is fixed. I don't hear anything leaking out of it. Everything seems to work. I'm a happy camper. I think we're done here. Now I need to find some kid who's just starting out that I can gift this thing to, because I don't need it.